What is up? Welcome into your daily Buckeye Blitz for a Wednesday, the old hump day. You're the bastards. Wednesday hump day, November 16th, 2022. I am your host, Joe from the Buckeye Cast, bringing it to you every single day. Today, we got to react to these college football playoff rankings from last night. Not a lot to get all fired up about, although I will say my guy Boo, first of all, Boo Corrigan, the chairman or whatever of the CFP committee, don't appreciate you taking my nickname. My nickname's Boo, as in Joe Boo, as in Joe Boo from Major League. You trying to say Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball? Ah, Jesus, I like him very much, but he no help me hit a curveball. Anyways, that'll be enough of that. So let's run through these. We'll go through like the top 7 here, because after USC, Bama with a 2-loss, Clemson with a 1-loss, those guys are finito, done. So we got Georgia number 1. I don't agree with Boo Corrigan's comment that Georgia has separated themselves from Ohio State and Michigan. How's that exactly? I've got some strength of schedule numbers I want to show you guys. Okay, Ohio State number 2, no real change. Michigan number 3, no real change. TCU coming in at number 4, not a change really. So Tennessee 5, LSU 6, then USC 7. So that's where we're going to cut it off. Georgia, how have they separated themselves is my question. I have strength of schedule. This is up to date by PFF. They do strength of schedule rankings every week for every team. Georgia is 35th, okay? I think this is a little bit of SEC bias somewhat, but whatever. Ohio State 36th, so right there neck and neck. Michigan 74th, trash. As I have stated numerous times on this show and others, Michigan's strength of schedule is trash, and they're getting dinged for it with the committee, as my guy Boo said. Boo says that their non-con schedule is garbage, and he didn't say that exactly, but I'm saying it for him. That's what he meant to say, I'm sure. TCU, their strength of schedule is 47th, so just a few notches below the Buckeyes and Georgia. So I need a better explanation as to how Georgia has separated themselves from Ohio State. Forget Michigan, leave Michigan out of the conversation, because we've just established that their strength of schedule was trash, regardless of what Desmond Howard might say. That guy, somebody needs to put a fucking piece of tape over his mouth. That guy's might be the dumbest person I've ever seen on TV. He's right up there. Can we get Lee Corso back in his spot or something? I don't know. Just put a pencil in his mouth or something. Anyways, sorry, many tangents. I was out late last night. So we got Georgia probably going to win their conference. You know, they got Kentucky, Georgia Tech, and then LSU for the SEC championship game. I don't see a reason to question any of those victories. Those seem like cut and dry to me, right? Tennessee, now they have at South Carolina coming up this weekend, and then Vanderbilt will not be in the SEC championship game. So you're going to have Tennessee, non-champion, sitting there with 1 loss, most likely. LSU with 2 losses, but made it to the championship game, still a non-champion. But is it a close game? How does the committee kind of decide between Tennessee and LSU? I think a 3-loss LSU kicks them out, regardless of making it to the championship game, just because you got lucky and you're in the right division, you know. So I'm saying LSU does not leapfrog anybody unless they pull off the shocker and beat Georgia, which is not fucking likely. They barely got by Arkansas last week by field goal. So TCU, that's one of the teams that I'm not sure about. See, in my book starts like this. Once upon a time, the Pac-12 and SC and Big 12 don't get any fucking respect if you lose a game. That's how it starts and finishes. So TCU, I realize they're undefeated right now, but they got to go to Baylor this week. Iowa State's a win. Then they got their Big 12 championship game, and they don't do divisions anymore. So it'll probably be K-State, most likely, I would guess. Oklahoma State, doubt it. Texas, doubt it. So they could easily win out. So I don't know if it's realistic for TCU to drop out of the top four. It would take some weird shit. I mean, obviously with the Buckeyes and Michigan, you got the winner of that game coming up. Could knock out the loser or at least drop them to 4. TCU and Tennessee could slide up, and either us or Michigan are at number 5, just outside the top 4. So lot going on there. And USC, just looking at the rest of their schedule, they don't have a fucking gimme either. They got at UCLA, then they are home versus Notre Dame. Then they have their championship game, which will either be against Oregon or Utah. Those are not easy games either. UCLA is right behind them. So I could easily see USC losing another game, and that would keep them out of the picture completely. Like I said, in my book, Pac-12 and Big 12 one-loss teams get no respect, get the fuck out. So all in all, win and you're in for the Buckeyes. It will be interesting to see what happens with the loser Michigan, because they will be a non-champion with a garbage schedule. Won't even make it to the championship game, and a 1 loss against the one team they played with a pulse, to use Desmond's word. So I could see Michigan getting bounced out of the top 4 easily. I think the Buckeyes would not, because of that strength of schedule. Like my guy Boo said, that Notre Dame win is still pretty big. And if Notre Dame continues to win out and beat USC in the last game of the season, that would be huge for us and them. So keep that shit in mind. That's all I got for today. Let me know what you guys think. Drop it in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you are. I am there too. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.